Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I know it has been a minute since we've posted on here. A lot has happened during our pregnancy, or my pregnancy, and there's just so much to update you guys. We just haven't had the time, not the time, but you know, we do this for fun. You know, it's not like we're gonna do this because we're expecting to get famous or we're expecting to get money by this. This is just, you know, for fun, whenever we just kind of like feel like posting. Just for like, you know, 20 years from now, we can look back and be like, oh my goodness, like how cringy we were. Just like, look, I don't know, memories, that's kind of like the biggest motive of why we even started the YouTube channel, to post videos and to reminisce in like our younger years or whatever. And so, but this video is going to be a get ready with me video. It's also going to be like a pregnancy update. So I'll be telling you about my whole pregnancy, how that has been going up to now. And then I'll also be answering like a little like Q&A. I have a few questions that some friends asked me on Instagram, on the Instagram story a while back, that I didn't get the chance to answer, but I'm going to answer them through this video. And so I have written down like a little list of the things I want to talk about, like in order, because it's a lot of things I want to talk about, and there's so much to talk about when you're pregnant. You know, you can talk about anything and everything. Like everything happens when you're pregnant. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get started doing my makeup, and while I'm doing my makeup, I am going to talk to you about my pregnancy update. Okay. Hold on. First, I gotta take out my cosmetics. My makeup. Why am I talking like that? Why? I don't know. Well, I hope y'all are doing good. It has been a crazy time, especially with COVID and the whole quarantine. Like, I kid you not, most of the time I'm scared to even leave my house, because it's just, I don't want to be around people. I mean, I don't want to be around people in general. I just don't want to be around people now with the whole COVID thing. Well, more now, because you never know who has it. And I think the scary part is it's like you don't even know if you can have it, and you can just pass it down to someone. And like my mom has diabetes and she has some certain things, so like I try to not go out so much, and for her safety, for her, but then also for me too, because I'm pregnant, you know, and I don't want to get that. And so let's see, what can I think today? Oh wow. So as of today, Friday, I turn a week every Friday. I don't know if this video will be posted today or tomorrow. I don't know when this video will be posted. But as of today, Friday of August 21st, I am 27 weeks pregnant. Which means I have one more week and then I'll be considered 7 months pregnant. It's like, I know like sometimes when you ask someone, you know, how far along are you, and you're like, oh, I'm this many weeks pregnant, but you're also like, okay, but how much is that in months? And I think that's how I was at first. But then you really do like saying the weeks, because something new always happens like every week. Like every week when you're pregnant, there's something new with the baby or babies, you know, there's always something new that he or she is growing. You know, like for example, this week, his eyes are starting to open, you know, and there was a week where it said like his lungs are, not his lungs, where his like fingers were growing, and another one where his toes were growing, another one his face was like, his ears were developing. Like every week there's something new. And I have 2 apps that's called, one of them's called Pregnancy Plus, and another one's called What to Expect. So I have 2 of them to kind of compare information, because I know one app tells me Okay, come on. Because one app can tell me like one type of information, and then the other app can tell me something different. Most of the time it's kind of like the same thing, but I like comparing the two, as well as like the size of the baby. So right now, like since I'm 27 weeks, like a one app, it says he's like the size like of a ball of cabbage, and then the other app says that like he's the size of like a papaya. And papayas are huge, and well, I am huge now, you know, and I'll show you my tummy in a little bit. But yeah, so I'm 27 weeks pregnant, which means I am 6 months and 3 weeks, I think. Time honestly went by so fast. Also, I'm sorry about the lighting. Usually I do my makeup like standing up with this like dresser that's behind me. Okay, I kind of don't want my phone to fall. With this dresser that's behind me, because the light will just kind of like do that. And also what light Sergio had given me, like a little like vanity, like a small vanity mirror, super cute, where you just push the button and the light turns on, and it's like it gets a folded one. I don't know how to explain things. So I'm using that for the light, but right now like it's just our lights are kind of orange in this room. We have to kind of switch out the bulbs so they don't look orange. I don't know if you've noticed. Well, not really. Like a quick update. We changed the room a lot. We did move back in with our parents. It was like with the whole COVID thing and everything, it was just the most reasonable thing to do, because, you know, we were really scared about like financial stuff, and, you know, and also, I was already done with school. Like, I already graduated in May. Well, graduated in May. We weren't able to have, like, a graduation ceremony. We weren't able to have, like, any of that. And so, when that happened, we were like, okay, we don't need to be living near my school anymore. You know, we can just come back home. And my parents were like, well, because everything's going on, you know, just move back in with us so you don't have to worry about, you know, just in case, you know, one of y'all like gets laid off or like this and that, you know. And I'm glad we did, because, you know, our relationship with my parents have gotten a lot better. Even though they were good in the first place, they just got a lot better. Like, we got a lot closer. And then what else? We've been able to save like a lot of money. We've just been able to save in general. I know before, like, when you have bills, it's kind of difficult to save sometimes. And so we were able to save. But back to my pregnancy, that's kind of like a quick little life update. Sergio also had given me like a little desk. So since I graduated with my bachelor's in May, you know, I decided on myself that I was just going to keep going, and I'm going to do my master's as well. So I actually start my master's next week on a Wednesday. I've never started school on a Wednesday before, so usually it's on a Monday. But the master's program, it's all online, which I love because I don't want to see people. I don't want to be around people. In the college I'm going, I'll just tell you, it's UTA of Arlington. It's about like 24-ish, 30-ish minutes from my parents' house. And don't get me wrong, like, I went to Texas Women's University for like the past 4 years. I guess where I got my bachelor's from. And it was great. I lived there. I was like a few minutes away from TWU. But now that I'm with my parents, and like just knowing how it was at TWU, and just knowing the traffic going down to where UTA is and all of that, I'm like, you know what? I'm not about to go through that. So, you know, they had an online program. So, crossing fingers, the program I'm in, it's online. It's 16 months. So, it's not a full 2 years. I'll just technically be graduating like a semester early. But crossing fingers, I'll be done December of next year, so December of 2021. with a master's in social work with a direct practice in children and families. Direct, is that what is it? Direct practice with children and families. Like that's gonna be my specialty, I guess. They also had different practices where you can focus on like the elderly, on the mental health, and other options. And so there was a 12-month program, but I decided not to do that one because the 12-month program honestly is like suicide. Like let's just say with a 12-month program and the practice that I wanted, I would start with 3 classes. One of them is a 16-week course, so it's the whole semester. The other 2 are only an 8-week course. So basically it's a 16-week course crashed into 8 weeks. And so once those 2 8-week classes are over, another 2 I start, which I've start like in the middle of the semester and finish it with the end of the semester, which is the last 8 weeks. And me personally, I'm just like, okay, that's kind of like suicide, because it's like you're crowding information, a 16-week course into an 8-week class. Like I personally don't think I could do that, more now that I'm pregnant. And then I was talking to my advisor and I was like, what can I do? I still want to start my master's because I'd rather prefer doing it now when my child, all he's gonna do is just eat, sleep, and poop, whereas if he was like 5, 6 years old, just a number I'm putting out there, he'd be like, mommy this, I'm hungry, or more demanding, more communicative, and which makes it a little more distracting. So I feel like this was the best time. And she was like, oh, well, we have a 16-month program where, I forgot to put my hair up. I always clip my hair back, and this time I don't know why I didn't think about it. We have a 16-month program where instead of those like crashed 8-week courses, I start next week and I'm only doing 4 16-week courses. So it's 4 classes for the whole semester. And the next semester I'll have 3 classes. I start my internship in the summer, and then so on. I finish in December. That honestly sounded a lot better for me because, it just seemed more like possible, as well as more better for me since I'm pregnant. So that's kind of like a life update, but back to like my pregnancy update. So I'm 27 weeks. One app says he's the ball of a cabbage. The other app says that he's outside the papaya. All I know is that he's super big and he's super heavy. And he's already like 2-something pounds, probably 2.5 pounds by now. So to take it back to the very beginning, how we found out. I have some notes here that keeps me in track of like how I want to talk about things, of how we found out. So we had been trying. I was on birth control for about almost a year because I started it a month before we got married, which was in May of 2019 when we got married. So I started it in April because the doctor said that for the pill, it takes like a month to take into effect. And so I took it a month early and I started taking it. And then we stopped. I can't remember when we stopped exactly, but I know like I stopped and then the next month I did get my period. And so I was already like, I wasn't expecting I was gonna get pregnant that fast because I looked on Google. I was like, what are the chances of me being pregnant like soon, after I get off the pill? And it was just saying, well, usually average, women who get off the pill get pregnant within like 4 to 5 months, you know, and this and that. And I was like, oh, that's fine. You know, might as well start trying, because like I've never been pregnant before. We've never really tried to see how compatible, you know, our bodies were together, to like see how pregnant I could get, how fast I could get pregnant. And so we were like, okay, well, let's start trying now, because we don't know if it'll take me a month, if it'll take me 6 months, a year. Like we didn't know, you know. And then so a month after I stopped taking my birth control, I started my period. And so I was like, oh, okay, then I'm not pregnant. You know, I'm not pregnant. The next month was when I didn't get my period. And that's the thing with me. I'm very fortunate enough, you know, I'm very glad, I'm very grateful that my body's like this. I am one of those that I have my period every month. I have my period once a month. It's not, like, I know I've seen some girls where they're like, oh, they know the exact day it starts. I'm like, no, I have like an estimated week that it starts. Well, this week it didn't happen. You know, I have this app called Clue. I haven't used it ever since I got pregnant, obviously. So it's called Clue, and it kind of like averages when you should start your period. And since I've been using it for such a long time now, like its predictions have become very accurate, like not of the day but of the week. And so this week I was supposed to start this 1 week, and I was technically supposed to start like the beginning of that week. And it didn't come. And then I was telling Sergio, I was like, it hasn't come. Like, and he's like, okay, let's just wait until the end of the week, and then we can take a test. But I was already excited. I was like, oh my God, I want to know. And then, you know, Wednesday passed, and then Thursday passed, and then nothing. The whole week, nothing. And then Saturday, I remember it was the day of a very good friend's wedding. You know, that day I was like as me and Sergio going home, I'm like, Sergio, let's go to the store. I want to buy a pregnancy test. Because it was already a week that my period hasn't come, you know, and I'm a very impatient person. I need to know things, you know. I need to know things. And so we went to the store, and just because I didn't want to get my hopes up, we bought 2 like 88-cent like pregnancy tests, those really cheap ass ones. And so I got those, and Sergio's like, do you want to be in the restroom with me when I take it? And he's like, no, because last time I took it, y'all saw in the previous video, you know, he was with me those times. And he was like, no, because he's like, if you are, I don't want to know. He's like, I want you to surprise me. I want you to tell me in this cute way, you know, because that's what I wanted to do. Like, I want, if I ever found out I was pregnant, I really wanted to tell him in a cute way. And so that kind of would ruin it if, you know, if he was there with me taking the test. And so he was like, no, I'll wait in the living room. So he waited in the living room, and I went to the restroom. Now, before I get into it, so when I took these, a week before I took some, and it came out negative. With the same type of test, you know, a week before I took some, and it came out negative. Why did I take some? I don't know. I think probably I felt the same thing, like I felt like I was pregnant, but it said negative, and so I was like, okay, you know. But then this time I was like, no, like I gotta take it again. So I was in the restroom by myself. I did record myself. I put in the video and everything. And it was just crazy because I saw it, and like instantly I just saw one line, and I was like, gosh, you know, I'm negative, you know. And I was like, so why haven't I had my period? You know, it's like all these weird things. And then after a few minutes, you know, I think y'all should see the video if y'all haven't, where you just see my face, just like I'm looking at it, like I look at it again, and then my face goes like, kind of like something like that, where I noticed something, you know, and I noticed that the second line was super faded, but there was a line, you know. And then I got into this like whole like, okay, hold on. And so I compared it with the old ones, and yes, there was a second line. Like the other two I took the week before, 1 or 2, it was like one line. Like you could tell it was one line. And then the ones I took again the week later, like you could see a faded line. And so I was like, oh shit, I think I'm pregnant. And then I told my niece, Jordan, because she's the one person that I was like, okay, if I was gonna take a pregnancy test that I think I know is gonna be positive, I need her to be with me. And I remember during that time we still had an apartment. We were just visiting my parents that weekend or that week. So the next day we picked up my niece just for her to spend the time with us or whatever. And we went to the apartment, and I made it seem like she was crying and she needed to let things out in the restroom, when in reality I was taking a pregnancy test, Oh, I had one saved over there, like the clear blue, the one that says the word pregnant or not. I had that one, and I had the pink one, right? The pink one, I think that's what it was. I don't know. One of those. Well, I had both of them. And so I took the pink one first, and then this straight up came out positive. Like it came out positive. And I didn't record this just because, like, I wanted it to be intimate. I just wanted it to be me this time. And then I did the blue one, and I told Jordan, I was like, the blue one is the one that's going to say I am or not, And I took it, and it said pregnant. And I kid you not, like, I react very late to things, and so I didn't cry. I was obviously I'm happy and I'm excited, and my niece cried, and I'm not, why am I not crying? Because it's just, I react late to things, but I was super, super happy. And honestly, this might be a long video, but oh well. So, okay, I'm pregnant. Now what, So that day, quickly, we went to the store, making, and we were suspicious as hell, right? But Serge, we made it, like, I think I'm not a good liar. Like, I am and then I'm not. So, like, I was able to, like, cover the reasons why me and my Jordan were being, like, suspicious as hell to Sergio, but then he I just made it seem like it was her, like, Jordan, like, she's the one crying in the restroom, that's why we're in the restroom. She's the one who needs, like, pads from the store, we need to get pads from the store, something like that. So I was just using her as the excuse, because if I said something, he'd be like, oh, let me go with you, And it was hard, because I said, stay where you are, like, get away from me, I'm trying to do this by myself. And so how I did it was, I think it's in the video too, where I think I curled my eyelashes so many times already. I got like a pacifier, and I got a little baggie, and I put the pacifier in it and the test in it, and I wrote a note that says, what did it say? It said, roses are red, violets are blue, inside me are 2 heartbeats that beating for you, something like that. And so we got home later in the night, right? And I was like, okay, I need to tell him, because I cannot wait another freaking day to tell him. And so I pull him to the room, and then I'm like, I have a gift for you. He's like, okay. And I give him the little baggie, and he reads the note first, and he's like already in shock, and he's already about crying. And he paused and was like, wait, before you do anything, look at the rest of the bag. And he sees the pacifier, he sees the test, and he just starts crying. And that's when I start crying. So all my emotions that I was like late reaction to came out. And we were just so flipping happy. We were just so happy. We were still in shock. I was like, there's a baby in me, And then during that time, some family members had came by, like some cousins and stuff. And I was like, do you want to tell them? Because I got some extra baggies and some extra, like, pacifiers for my parents, like, for them to open it. And so he was like, yeah, let's tell them. And he was like, can I tell my friends? I was like, no, I'm barely, like, probably, like, 4 weeks pregnant, like, we got to go get it confirmed. We got to go to the doctor, and on the whole thing where it's, like, they don't really suggest that you tell people until you're like 12 months pregnant when you're out of the first trimester, because the chances of someone having like a miscarriage in the first trimester is very high. But we told my parents and my family members that were in the living room. So we got I had 2 other goodie bags, and we put a pacifier in each one, and just a pacifier. just to see if they could figure it out, which I'm pretty sure they did. But I'll insert the clip, right? You get to, we don't open it yet.
Oh,
you open it too?
It's scary.
Okay.
I thought it was going to scare you.
Surprise.
Y cuando están listos, abren, I open it. Don't rip the bag.
Ow.
No lo rompes.
Open it.
Ponle tu mano adentro.
Guau.
¡Aguado! ¡Papá! ¡Sácalo!
No le agradó mucho.
I was like,
¡Estoy temblando!
something is shaking, I think. Well.
My mom knew that we were trying. My mom knew, but she didn't think we would get pregnant so fast. You know, when we got pregnant really fast, that's what she was like, "Ja, mija, ja." Like, she was so happy, and then hugs everywhere, da 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 da. And then, you know, we celebrated, and we, you know, gracias a Dios, all that stuff. And then we were like, okay, let's go tell my suegra, you know, let's go tell, you know, Sergio's mom, you know, because it's time to tell his mom and his brothers, you know. Oh my God, now I'm thinking, how did I tell my siblings? I think I just texted him. I don't know how I told them, because they don't live with us, and they don't live close to us either. So I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm like, how did I tell them? Anyways, we went to my suegra's house. And we did the same thing, you know, the little goodie bag and chupon. And I was just thinking about, like, reusing the one we gave my parents. And my dad was stingy. He was like, no, this is mine. This is my goodie bag. And my chupon. Get her a different one. I was like, oh. I was like, okay. So we got another one. And I gave it to my suegra. And then Sergio or me were recording. Or I don't know. Jordan was recording. Jordan went with us. And she was recording. And so we gave it to her. She dead ass. She just looked inside the bag. She was like, what is it? And so he was like, put your hand in there and take it out. And all the brothers were there too. And she doesn't even take out the chupon. She just like sees it from inside the bag. And she sees it and she's like, she goes like this. And she's like, no, are y'all joking? Like, she wasn't getting shocked. She was like, no way, y'all are pranking me. Because sometimes Sergio would just like joke around, be like, ma, vas a ser abuela, you know? But she was like, no way. And then the second oldest, mind you, Sergio is one of 6. He's the third born of 6 boys. A lot of boys. All boys. No girls. The second oldest, he like takes the bag. He's like, what is it? And he takes it. He doesn't even, I don't think he takes it out. I think he looks at it too. He's like, no. And then the kids were like, what is it? What is it? What is it? The 2 youngest ones, they were like, ¿qué? And then they were like, she like, the second oldest, he's like, está embarazada. And then Angel, the youngest, he's like, Mom? He was so shocked. Like, his mom was like, he thought his mom was pregnant. Okay, let me try to do this. He was like, he thought his mom was pregnant. And then his mom was like, no, Michelle. And he was even more shocked by that. He was like, Michelle, I'm pregnant? Oh my goodness, I can't. Okay, hold on. Let me do my eyelashes and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did my eyelashes really quick because I couldn't do it. I need the mirror closer to my face. So that's basically how it went, how we told our family. I'll also into the clip of like us showing my suegra.
Ay, niño, un perrito. A ver, ¿sí?
A ver, quiero ver.
Sácala para que vean.
No, díganme si así son.
A ver, ¿qué es?
Check it out.
Oh, my Jesus.
Oh.
They don't know what that means. They're kids.
I know what it is.
No saben qué significa.
Ella no. Michelle. For real?
Because like during this time COVID hit, and so we were all scared, and so I was like, you know what, I can't see my friends, I can't tell them in the cute way. You know, I had some like cute call, like some friends that I wanted to tell them in like a really cute way, and I couldn't do that, so I just like called them. And so I entered some clips of how I did it, but basically how I did it was I'd FaceTime them, and if they answered, the first thing they see was my pregnancy test and that it was positive. And so we got some really cute reactions. Everybody has been very supportive, and so that's basically how we found out, how we told our family and friends. Now just kind of to like summarize how my whole experience was when I like as I'm pregnant. So like first trimester, so I have to say that I honestly did not get a lot of symptoms. Like this whole pregnancy has been a very chill, easy pregnancy. He has honestly not given me like any problems whatsoever. When in the first trimester, usually like that's like when like morning sickness hits and like, you know, all this bad symptoms. And the only thing I could say I had was nausea for a couple weeks, and it was gone. Like that was the only thing I had, a nausea. And I think the biggest thing was the fatigue. Like that was the kicker. Like I was exhausted. Like I felt like I was running on 1 hour sleep every day. And so I would go to bed like 10, 11 at night and not wake up or not get up from bed until like 5 or 6 in the afternoon the next day. Like it was really, really bad. And on top of that, like just to be like completely honest with y'all, I was kind of going through like some emotional stuff too. Like I just like graduated college. I felt like, you know, what am I gonna do with my life now? And so it kind of like hit me like a, you know, like a early mid-20s midlife crisis kind of thing happened, where I just felt like, okay, what do I do now? Because I've been going to school for like the past who knows how long, and this was before I decided to go for my master's. And so I really felt like I was just bringing nothing to the table. I felt like, you know, I was like, I was just worthless. And so during that time, you know, it was really hard because I just didn't have motivation to do anything. I didn't have motivation to... Did my eyelash even stick in this corner? No. Well, hopefully y'all are not bothered by it, but I'll fix it in a little bit after the video. Where I was so used to like cooking and cleaning and, you know, organizing. Like that's just how I was. I was always on top of things. And then it was like, oh, who's this Michelle, you know, because I wouldn't cook, you know, for like months. I didn't cook, I didn't clean. Our room looked like a mess, you know. Sergio would try cleaning, but he could only do so much because he worked most of the time. And so like I didn't have the will to do anything, and it was really hard. You know, I wasn't eating enough. I was eating really late. I think the first trimester I only gained like 5 pounds in the first trimester. But then me and Sergio like had a serious conversation. We were like, okay, what can we do to help me? Because I can't do this on my own. And Sergio would help me, but it's like, it's not like he was here every day, all day, every day, helping me get up from bed and stuff like that. And so we decided on getting a puppy, you know, and her name is Princess. She is a Chihuahua. She was in the room, but I took her out because she kept yapping. She was gonna be very distracting to the video, and so I was like, you know what, step out of the room for a little bit while I take the video. And so we got her. I mean, we got her when she was barely like 8 weeks old. Super, super tiny. Like, it really was a big adjustment because, like, she was a baby, you know, and also gave us a little taste of how things would be with a baby, you know, like a real, like, my human child. Because I had to wake up, like, every few hours to make sure she went to go pee, because then now she'd pee in the bed. I had to feed her every few hours. I had to feed her, like, the soft foods at first. And she was such attention-seeking. Like, she needed to know where I was at. She had to be with me at all times. And it was a little tiring. Like, of course, you know, you get tired, you know, waking up every, like, 2 hours, 3 hours or whatever. But then I kind of got used to it. Like, it felt okay. Like, it felt natural, I guess. Like, it felt like they didn't really bother me. But, like, at first I was like, oh my goodness, this is a lot. But then I was like, I was excited, you know. And so she helped me get out of bed, you know. She helped me get out of bed in the morning. And she helped me, you know, start eating more at least. And then now, like, I'm back to how I was, you know. That was my first trimester. It was there's just nausea for a couple weeks, and then a lot of fatigue. And then that was it. Like, literally, that was it. Second trimester hit, and it was probably the best. It was the best. You know, I had Princess already, and then, you know, I'm pretty sure they told you, like, the first and the last trimesters are kind of like are the toughest, and the middle one is probably like the best one, where you get like your energy back. It's like you're not even pregnant, you know. And I felt great, you know. And then with Princess, you know, she helped me a lot, so I started cooking again. You know, I remember the first thing I cooked was eggs, you know, something small, something simple, and it felt nice. And then we finally cleaned the room, and then little by little I was just getting back into my ways. And then later I decided I was going to go back for my master's, so that also pushed me, you know, to get things done and stuff like that. And so second trimester was better for like my mental health and, you know, my body. Like, I didn't like I said, like, I didn't really have a lot of symptoms, so the only thing, like, it wasn't really an issue. Second semester, I do have to say, the biggest thing that I had was a lot of back pain, and I still obviously continue to have it to this day. But it's like, now it's tolerable. Like, now it's like, it has its good days and bad days. But I know, like, in the second trimester, it was very bad. And it was, I think of it like when you get braces, like the first day you get your braces done, that day your teeth are like hella hurting for a few days, because it's like all this force is like fixing your teeth. Well, think of it like my back. Like, my back has this force, like this thing that's never had, like, my back has never experienced before. And so my back has just, like, it's like it hurts so bad. But it wouldn't hurt like during the day, like throughout the day. It was just like when I wake up, you know. And that kind of still happens now, like in my third trimester, where, you know, I just wake up with hella back pain, you know. But now it's gotten a lot better. Like, my back has started to like ease up. Either my back has started to ease up, or I'm starting to like more like tolerate it more. But in the second trimester, like, since it was so new, like, I kid you not, like, I wake up like almost not shouting, you know. It wasn't that bad, but I'd wake up and like my hips would like lock. Like, my hips felt like I couldn't move my legs because it hurt so bad to move. And so I'd wake up Sergio and be like, baby, help me up, because my hips really, really hurt. And so he would like massage the areas, and then I'd move my legs, and I just needed to like walk around for a little bit, and then it'd go away. But it was like, it hurts, you know. And it was my lower back and my side of my hips. Like, that's what hurts the most. Now, you know, like, it's kind of like once in a blue moon when something like that happens. Either it's that, or because I gotten used to it. Well, the one thing I can say, like, I still continue to have back pain. So like, every day there's a specific spot in my back where it hurts. Like, it's not like the whole day. It's just like in certain sitting positions, or if I've been sitting for too long or something like that, where like that spot starts hurting. And my mom would massage it, and my surgeon would massage it, and like the moment they get the spot, like, it hurts so bad. Like, I remember the first time my mom did it, like, she was like, mija, es que se siente que tienen bolas. Like, it's like all this tension, like, if like it feels so like rough. She was like, I don't know what's in this spot, but, you know, like I'm gonna try to like get it out, you know, get the knots out or whatever. And I was like almost shouting. I had to tell her like time out a few times because it hurt so bad. And now, like, every now and then, like, it'll hurt, and I'll tell Sergio to rub it, and it doesn't hurt as much as like when my mom did it, because like little by little, like, they're like taking out the knots out, and so like those bolas or whatever, they're not there anymore. But it still like continues to hurt, and it's just that one spot. Why? I don't know. It's just that one spot. And then that was basically it. Heartburn. Oh my Jesus. Whew. Heartburn is probably the other biggest thing. There was a time in my second trimester for like a few weeks straight, all day, every day, I had heartburn. Anything I ate would give me heartburn. And it wasn't, and heartburn being pregnant is different from having heartburn being not pregnant. Like, when I remember when I wasn't pregnant, I would have heartburn. Usually I'd have heartburn if I like ate something and went straight to bed. But it would like burn, like it would burn, This time it doesn't burn. Like, it just feels like someone's pushing on my throat or someone's like sitting on my chest, and then I have to burp a lot, And so if I'm laying down trying to go to bed and then I have to burp, it sometimes feels like I can't breathe and I have to sit up and I have to burp. And then that happens so much, like before I could fall asleep. Oh my God, it was horrible. And then every now and then, now, like it's starting to ease up, but it's like weird trigger foods. So I tried to like figure out like what foods trigger my heartburn. But it's weird because it's like I'll literally eat like 4 tacos, like Mexican tacos, street tacos or whatever, with like chile on it, and that doesn't give me heartburn. But you know what gives me heartburn? A freaking egg sausage McMuffin from McDonald's. That gives me heartburn. I remember I ate that for a breakfast one time and I had heartburn like 10 minutes later. And then I had tacos one time. I've had tacos multiple times, but I ate the tacos and no heartburn. And I would prepare myself for heartburn. Then no, nothing. And I'm like, I think my son just really likes spicy food. But then I don't know. I still am trying to figure out like what other trigger foods, but it's one of those things where it's like it's just so random that it's hard to figure it out. It's hard to figure out what triggers my heartburn. And so I'm entering my 3rd trimester. So I'm about to be 7 months, right? So I would say I'm entering it. One app says I'm already like in my 7th month, and I'm like, I don't think so, but I don't know. My due date is November 20th, and who knows if he's gonna get here on time? Who knows if he's gonna get here before that week of, after? Who knows? For a moment, I did think he was gonna come early. Not because I felt like contraction or anything, but just like it's like a gut feeling, like a mom instinct. But then I'm like, no, I really have a feeling he actually might come late. And the reason why I say that is because he's super lazy. He moves, right? He moves. But I have Sergio's brother, the one after him, so the 4th one, his girlfriend, her mom is pregnant, right? And she's like a few weeks behind me. I'm 27, so she'll be like, I think she's like 24 weeks pregnant. And her baby moves more than mine does. Mine moves like more in the nighttime, like around like 3 in the morning. He's his most active. And I feel him. And sometimes, like, we'll look at my belly and it'll just shake. Like, you don't see his foot sticking out. You don't see, like, all that stuff. But apparently, like, for my cuñada's mom, it's like you can see, like, everything. And I'm like, yeah, no, he's not that active. He's pretty lazy. And then, in some of my sonogram appointments, there was one where she tried to take pictures of him and he just wasn't moving. He was just, I don't know if he was asleep or he was just shy, or I don't know what's wrong with him. And she legit was like pushing down on my stomach to get him to move. And she's like, come on, baby, move. I was like, I need to see you. And so I'm like, I don't know. He's lazy as fudge. Like, he's lazy. He only moves like a certain, like during the day, he'll twitch in my belly. He'll twitch. He'll move a little bit. But it was more like, it's more during like the nighttime. And which is cute. But then it's like, it sucks because it's like, I don't go to bed until I legit have been going to bed 2-3 in the morning every single day for like a while now. And I will wake up like in the morning, like I'll just wake up, like today, like it's every day is different, like there'll be days where I'll wake up like 1-2 in the afternoon and be like, oh shit, I need to get up, and then, but those days are really rare. And then most of the time I'll wake up like a lot of time. So that's the thing. I don't know when, but I can say that I do not remember the last time I had a full night's sleep. I don't remember. Like, I would be able to sleep throughout the whole night, stuff like that. I feel very well rested, and now I wake up like legit like every 2 hours either to go pee, or because he's moving, or because my back pain. That's why. And at first it was so tiring. Like I would wake up like 2. Wouldn't get up until like 2 in the afternoon because I was just exhausted. He was wearing me out, and so now it's like natural. Like now it's like it's normal to me. So I'll wake up every like 2-3 hours in the night, and I have to go pee. I'm like, okay, I gotta go pee and stuff like that. And so that's kind of how I've been feeling now. Other things I've noticed is my hair has gotten a lot longer. My hair doesn't fall out as much. My acne, I can't say that I have perfect skin. I don't. Like my acne, like I just have acne. Like that's all I got to say. I have acne. One thing I did notice, I have also back acne. Like that's something I never had. I never really had acne like on my back. And so for the first time, like now I do. But it's my lower back. And then last night I was like, Sergio, like, can you take a picture of my back looks like? Because I can't see I can't see, I can't like go like this or like whatever, I took a picture. I was like, my back really looks like that. Like it doesn't look like horrible, like, someone like just killed me or like I look like a zombie. But it was not what I was expecting it to look like. And I was like, that looks bad. And he was like, well, are you washing your back right? And I'm like, Sergio, you've taken showers with me. You know how I wash my body. You know how I always wash my back. Like, at least the best way I can, that I can reach, And he was like, yeah, you're right. But he was like, it's just not a bit. And he looked it up. He was like, yeah, it says it's normal. They get back knee and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, but I don't like it. And so that's the only thing. My nails have gotten a lot stronger. I feel like a lot of it also has to do with the vitamins I'm taking. I'm taking prenatals as well. I was taking gummies in the beginning, first trimester, a few months or whatever. And I remember my doctor told me not to take those because they were lacking iron. Like they didn't have iron in them. And so I have to take these big, huge vitamins that have iron in them. And that's what I've been taking every day. And so because of the vitamins and because I'm pregnant, my nails have gotten a lot stronger. My hair's gotten longer. I don't know if it's gotten thicker, but I can say that not a lot of hair is falling out and stuff like that. 27 weeks. That's basically how it's been all trimester so far, how it's been. I'm loving it. Like I told Sergio, like I could do this again. Like there's nothing, like it's not a traumatizing pregnancy story, and I'm very grateful to say I've been having it easy. I have a cousin who honestly throws up everything that she eats, and I feel really bad. And so I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm over here like not throwing up at all. Like I haven't thrown up a single time once. And she's like, you're so fucking like lucky. And I was like, I know. He just doesn't give me a hard time. He's like, yeah, Mom, I'm gonna make things easy for you. So that's basically it. I think I wrote down 2 things that I wanted to add. One of them happened a couple weeks ago or something, where, okay, so when you first get pregnant, you're not really supposed to be eating that much more than you really are, just probably like 300 calories more. And that could be like anything, like it could be like yogurt, it could be like a bowl of cereal, or it could be a bowl of cereal and a fruit, or it could be like any small thing. And so the first trimester I gained about 5 pounds, right? Which you're technically just supposed to be kind of like eating normal. That's what my doctor said. Like you just eat your normal, like don't even think too much about it. Don't take that saying that says you're eating for 2 literally, because that's not how it is. You will gain too much weight doing that. Because we're talking about like gaining weight in food, I have not had any cravings, Well, hold on. That was actually one of the questions from the Q&A. Okay, I'll stop. With my weight, okay, I only gained like 5 pounds in the first trimester. The second one, honestly, I can't tell you a number. But my starting weight was 145. Now I am 160. And I'm 27 weeks. So I gained about, oh my God, I can't count. 15 pounds? I gained about 15 pounds. Well, recently, a couple weeks ago, I almost passed out. So now that I'm in my third trimester, I do have to eat more. I do have to add a few more calories, and I just need to eat more. I drink a lot of water. To prove it to you, I even bought this. It's half a gallon. I drink this every day. And even sometimes I drink more water after this. And it's not just water, if we go out, I'll probably get a sweet tea, I'll get lemonade, or I have a lot of fluids in me, so I'm peeing every 5-10 minutes. I drink this every day, and even before I got this, I was drinking 4 to 5 water bottles a day anyway, but I hated having to bring 4 to 5 water bottles in my purse. So I just got the jug, and honestly, it's better because I've noticed that I don't struggle drinking this. I struggle drinking the water bottles. I drink a shiz ton of water. But it was the food part that was really hard. I remember this day in particular, I was getting ready, doing my makeup because Serge and we were going to go to McDonald's and get some breakfast. The day before, I can say that I honestly didn't eat nothing. I ate, my breakfast. So I'm pretty sure you are well aware, that they have those sub sandwiches from in Walmart. They're packaged plastic wrapping or whatever. It's a foot long, and so I ate half of one. But that's the thing, I only ate half of that for breakfast, so half of a half. Please don't ask me to say what fraction that is because I suck at fucking fractions. I think it's a fourth. I think I ate fourth of a... yeah, it's a fourth, right? Okay. Serge would probably be like, Michelle, shut the fuck. I ate just that, for breakfast. And then lunch, I had Chick-fil-A. And that was all I ate. Until later in the night, I started to get a little hungry and I just ate a bowl of cereal and then that was it. That is literally all I ate. The day before, I ate normal. I always eat normal. But that day, I remember in particular, I didn't eat a lot. The next day, when I was getting ready, all this and that, I remember my niece was with us at the time. She was visiting. She was sleeping over. And it was all in the morning or whatever. And I'm getting ready and this and that. And then out of a sudden, I feel a rush of nausea. I'm woof, okay, hold on. And I saw so right here on the dresser, I put my elbows there and I'm kind of bending down and ooh, and so I was what happened? What's wrong? I'm I don't know, I just got a sudden rush of nausea. And then my niece comes in and I'm I ask her a question, and as I'm asking her the question, that's when I started seeing black spots. I can tell you into detail how I felt to pass out. I started seeing black spots. And then that's where I started feeling a little queasy, and she could tell my face. She was are you okay? And then Sergio was babe, what's wrong? And I'm I feel weird. And then that's when I started seeing more black spots, and I lost the feeling in my legs. I legit was about to pass out. Sergio caught me. And Jordan, pobrecita, she was so scared. Sergio, I can't with Sergio. Sergio, he was laughing because he was saying my face was oh, obviously I'm passing out, and he was laughing. He was giggling, but it wasn't because he wasn't taking me serious. It was just because he's that was just his reaction to it, Sometimes I do that too. Sometimes when something bad happens, I freaking laugh, and I'm not supposed to. This one time, my mom, they gave her a new medication, but it made her high, and I was scared, obviously, but I was fucking laughing because she was funny. Okay, anyways, he was laughing at me, but he picked me up because I kid you, I lost feeling in my legs. Like, I just fell. And he picked me up and took me to bed. And I thought that I'd be fine, you know, like just sitting down and it'd go away. No, it got worse. Like, it got worse. Like when you get into water, you know, your ears are covered in water or whatever, and in that mumbling sound that people are talking above the water, like that's exactly how it was. I couldn't hear what Sergio was saying. I'm literally looking at him in the face and I can't even hear what he's saying, or Jordan. And I'm like, I can't hear you, like I can't hear, you know. And then like I literally just started, like my head starts falling back, and I was fighting it so hard though. Like my body was fighting. I was like, no, my ass is not passing out today, you know. And so I was fighting it so hard because I was scared. I was scared to pass out. Like I feel myself passing out. So my body's like, no, we don't want to pass out. We don't want to fall asleep. We don't want to see what happens after. Like we just don't want to see what happens. And then little by little, it started going. I got my hearing back. And then I got the feeling back, and then I started like feeling okay, but I got hot. Like it was hot. Like I'm over here sweating. Like it was during that whole time I was sweating. It got really hot for no reason. And Jordan was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm so sorry." She's like, "Why are you sorry?" I was like, "Cause I scared y'all. I didn't mean to scare y'all." Like, and I told you, I was like, "I really hope y'all didn't think I was faking, because I kid you not, that was not fucking fake. Like that legit just happened." And then Jordan was like, did you eat? I was like, well, I haven't ate yet. We're about to go get breakfast, you know? And then I tell my dad, and my dad, oh my God, he's like, here's your blood pressure. It went down. And I'm like, okay, señor doctor, you know, like, he already knew what it was. And my mom has high blood pressure, so she has the thing that checks her blood pressure. So he's like, go get that, you know? So he tells Sergio to go get it, and we get it. And he's like, that's low. And I'm like, Dad, I don't know anything medical. I don't know what's wrong with my body. He's like, ¿Ya comiste? I was like, no, I haven't eaten. We're literally about to go get breakfast. And he said, pues, ¿qué comiste ayer? You know, what you eat yesterday? And I was like, I didn't eat casi nada yesterday. Like, basically nothing yesterday. He said, pues, por eso, you know, you're passing out. I was like, I'm sorry. Because it's like, it was scary. Because it was just, like, literally in one day, changed the way I felt, you know. Like one day, if I didn't eat enough, I could pass out the next day. Like I don't even know. Like I just thought that was crazy. And I obviously have to eat more, you know, because I'm getting bigger, you know. I'm in my last trimester, you know. Oh my God, my last trimester. So I have to eat more, you know. And it's hard when it's like I'm not hungry all the time, and I'm drinking so much crap ton of water, you know. So my stomach's usually full of water. I'm not hungry, you know. And like me quita el hambre, and I never really had cravings anyway. And so right there, you know, we went to go. So they gave me a banana. My friend dad was like, either it was your blood pressure or it was your blood sugar, you know. And so he gave me a banana just for some sugar and just something, and that kind of helped it a little bit. And then after that, we went to McDonald's and we got a breakfast, and then I felt better after that. You know, we were gonna go to IKEA later that day because, you know, we went to IKEA because Sergio wanted to get me a desk, which I got. But we went to IKEA, and I was really scared, like walking around. I was really scared I was gonna pass out again later that day, because it was just like, it was a scary experience, and it was just literally me doing nothing, you know. And I was scared what would happen when I'm doing something, you know, walking around and stuff like that. But no, like, I just needed to eat. I just needed something to eat, you know. I needed some sugar in my body. And I don't really eat a lot of sugar either. Like, I'm not really one for sweets. I'm not one for all of that, you know. And so but that's basically it. And I remember I called the doctor's office, and I was like, hey, do I need to go to the hospital because of this? And she's like, well, tell me what happened. And so I told her what happened, and she was like, how long have you been awake? Well, first off, she said, how long have you been up? Or the way she said it was weird. I was like, up like awake or up like from bed, you know? She was like awake, and it was probably just me being dumb, you know, for not understanding. And I was like, for like 2 hours, and she's like, what have you ate? I was like, a banana. She was like, yes, you need to eat. I was like, I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm failing as a pregnant mom already. And so she's like, you need to eat. And I'm telling her, I'm also, and she's like, are you drinking enough water? I was like, hell yeah, I am. I'm drinking a lot. And then apparently I need to drink more, you know, because I'm drinking like 4 to 5, almost 6 water bottles a day. You know, that's already like almost a whole ass gallon. Because this is a half gallon, right? This is a half gallon. And so sometimes I'll drink this, and then I have other fluids. Like, you know, I have other fluids, like a cup of lemonade, or like if we go to a restaurant, I'll ask for another cup of water, you know, like, oh my God, like a crap ton of water I'm drinking, or just the fluids in general. And I'm telling her this, and she's like, yeah, you need about 8 to 10 water bottles a day. Do you drink 8 to 10 water bottles a day? No, that's like a whole gallon of water every day. You know, the only time I've ever seen anyone try drinking a gallon of water every day is just athletes, you know? And so that's too much water. And so my doctor's never complained to me about my urine or anything. She always says my pee looks great, that I'm not dehydrated, my pee looks spectacular. And I'm like, well, she's not telling me I need to drink more water. I'm fine. I'm fine. So I'm just drinking what I usually drink. I also looked it up too, that I should be drinking 60 something to 80 ounces a day, and this is 64. And so plus like a cup of lemonade, or a cup of like another cup of water from like a restaurant or fast food joint, you know, like that sets me over, you know. And so I'm fine, you know. And so, but that was basically it. This video is gonna be really long, but it's been a very long time, and so I have a lot of information to give y'all. One thing I can say that still kind of triggers me is the weight gain. I don't know why. I think it's because ever since the beginning, I overthink about how much weight I should gain. Like, ever since the beginning, I was like, am I gaining enough? Am I gaining too much? You know, my doctor was like, you're fine, calm down, you know, you're doing perfectly fine. Then this recent checkup, I gained some weight pretty fast. Like, my body, like normal, like I only gained like 2 pounds a month, and she said I was fine. But this past month, I gained about 7 pounds in 1 month. And I tell her, I'm like, yeah, I'm eating the same. She's like, but are you as active as you were? I'm like, no, I think. And she was like, that's kind of why. But then again, it's like he also had a weight jump too. Like he jumped from like 13 ounces to like 1.5 pounds in like a week or so. Like he jumped in weight too. And so, but after that, you know, I was like second guessing everything I was eating. I was just too scared that I was going to be gaining too much weight and stuff like that. And so, and I have like a scale in the restroom. And so like every other morning or every whatever, I'll go like check my weight just to see if it's like maintained or if it's too much. And so just to see where I'm at, you know. And it did move up to like 163, you know. And the most previous one, when I went with her last time, I was 161 point something, and then in a week it went to like 163. And I was like, okay, what is going on? I'm eating too much, or this and this and that. And then I was just, you know, I started drinking more water. Well, yeah, a little more water, I guess you could say. I'm eating normal. Honestly, I'm just eating whenever I'm hungry. And I will snack every now and then. Like, I'll snack in between. And I've lost weight. Now I'm 160. Like, I lost like 3 pounds. And I don't know how to feel. Like, he's just like all over the place. And I'm like, what are you doing to my body? You're making me feel weird. So I was like, I don't know what's happening. And so, honestly, I'm just taking it day by day. I don't want to overeat because I hate overeating. I hate feeling full all the time. I hate feeling like a balloon. Water usually fills me up, so it's kind of like, you know, a day by day thing about the whole eating thing. I try not to think too much about calories and not too much about, you know, my weight, because I think it's just crazy because it's like I was 145 and now I've gained like 15 pounds in total. So far ish, 115ish. 15ish pounds. Which isn't that bad, honestly, because average should be like, well, for my weight, or how my starting weight was, it was supposed to be like 15 to 25 pounds. And I'm barely like in the minimum now. And so, and I only have like 3 months left. So I think I'm fine. That's basically it. This video is going to be super long. I don't know how I'm going to edit this. But that's basically the update with my pregnancy and our lives. And now it's just like a few questions with like the Q&A. You know, okay, so the first question was, how did your parents react? Well, kind of talks about in the beginning. I'm going to input the clip if I haven't already. If you haven't. So I just got like the Amber Alert thing, so my video just kind of stopped. It said, how did your parents react? So you kind of saw in the little clip how they reacted, but after like we talked about it, they were actually very happy. My dad obviously was a dad. He was like, are you gonna be okay? You know, like, how do you feel? He was kind of like, you know, like a dad, you know. And then now he's like super excited. My mom is, I mean, they've been super excited, and ever since the beginning, my mom has been spoiling my son, you know. They're super happy. I told my dad, asked my mom, I was like, Mom, what, did you expect me to be pregnant by now? She was like, no. I was like, what age do you see me being pregnant at? You know, like with Sergio, obviously, because I've been married with Sergio. And she's like, 23. I'm 22. I was like, Mom, next year? And she starts laughing and she's like, pues es igual. Es igual. She was like, "Ay, modo." She's like, es igual. And then another friend said, what is the most unexpected thing about your pregnancy so far? I don't know. This pregnancy has honestly been so easy to me. And I was honestly expecting a lot more. I was expecting a lot more vomiting, a lot more, you know, pain, a lot more like, oh, get the F out of my room kind of thing, you know. But no, I've been kind of normal. I think the severity of my back pain, that was a little unexpected. Like, I didn't think it was gonna hurt that bad, or I didn't think where it was gonna hurt, you know. I have learned so much being pregnant about my body. So I'm very transparent with y'all. I'm gonna be very transparent with y'all. So my placenta, there's something called low-lying placenta. So you have like the vaginal hole right here, right? And then you have the cervix right here, right? Within your cervix, you know, there's your uterus or whatever, right? The baby's above your cervix. So cervix opens and then goes down to where like the hole is, right? I'm sorry, I'm not a nurse. I can't tell you everything. So say this is the opening of the cervix, not the vaginal hole anymore. And then here is that little like space where the baby is, right? In the uterus. Then there's that bag of the placenta where usually it's up here. So baby's here, usually it's up here. Sometimes some moms have it above their cervix, like it's covering the whole of their cervix. Sometimes it's touching it, and sometimes it's near it. Mine is near it. Well, I don't know where it's at now, you know, but it was near it. She said, you're fine. Like, she said, like, there's no concern. There's no, there's no reason for me to, like, freak out or anything. But she did say, we just don't want it to cover the cervix or touch it. you know, because that could cause bleeding, it could cause problems and stuff like that. But mine's just near it. But she said, like, as baby grows, he will be kind of like pushing it out of the way kind of thing. So my mom did ask me, she was like, does that mean you're gonna have to have a C-section? I was like, no, it's just near it. That's the only thing. I think that's the one unexpected thing that I didn't understand at first when that happened, but now I understand. But that was the one unexpected thing. I didn't know that was gonna happen. The next question was, what are your cravings? I kind of already said it. I have no cravings at all. I don't crave anything. There was a night where I did crave something very salty. I craved like pickles with mustard. But the moment I put it in my mouth, my craving went away and I was like, get this out of my mind. Like, this was disgusting to me. So I don't have cravings. If anything, the cravings fell on Sergio, because he's the one who's been snacking and he's the one with the cravings. Like, I want something sweet, I want something this, you know. But for me, no, I haven't had any cravings. And I think that's what's also helped me not gain too much weight, because I don't crave a lot. I don't eat a lot, you know. And so I guess that's it. Last one, it was, do you have any baby names yet for a girl or boy? So we're having a boy, and I was hoping to put a video of just the gender reveal video. I'll just insert the small clip right now. So it's a boy. And I don't want to say what name we're using or we're most likely using, but I'll say the names that we will not be using. One of the names that we really liked, that was number 2, was Roman David. So Roman David, that was our second go-to. The next one we really liked was Ezra Gabriel. So Ezra Gabriel. That was the next one. And then the last one was Damian Gael. So Damian Gael. You know, and so those are the names that we really liked. I will not say which name we're going to use, or that's the name we have. Like, it just flows off our tongues like so easily. Like, Sergio really likes it. I really like it. The middle name was really hard to come by, because any name we tried putting with it, it just didn't click with it. You know, it was just like, we even got to a point where we were like, should we just even not give him a middle name? Because any middle name makes it sound ugly. But no, we found one, and it sounds great. And that's most like, we call him this name, and we talk to him, and we'll say the name and stuff like that. And so it's going to be most likely be his name. For a girl, before we found out if it was a boy or girl, we would look at names, and we had the hardest time looking for girl names. Any girl name, Sergio hated. Sergio hated every single girl name. There was not a pretty girl name to him. There was not. And for me, there was a shit ton of girl names. I was like, oh, that's pretty. Sergio was like, ugh, no, or oh no, or nah, or like he's not feeling the girl names. But some ones that we liked, or that he kind of tolerated, one was Anaí. No middle names, because we didn't get that far, and because we found out it was a boy, so we didn't need to put a middle name. Anaí was one. Another one I liked that he didn't like was Juliet. I thought that was pretty. Another one, this was my mom's favorite. She was really thinking and hoping that this would be a girl, like a granddaughter. But no, it is what time is it? Oh, it is it's a boy. And so, but she really liked the name Monica. And so that one was pretty, but she really loved that name. Like, she was like, this has to be the name for a girl. And I was like, sorry, you're not having a girl now. And the last one that I liked, and I've liked this name ever since I was younger, ever since watching Ariel Part 2, the daughter of Ariel, Melody. I really liked that name. But we're not having a girl, we're having a boy. So those are the names that we kind of liked. Whenever I get pregnant with our second kid in the future, if it comes out a girl, it probably won't even be any of these names. Sorry. My watch is going off. We'll probably pick different names, a different set of names, but that's basically it. So honestly, I think that's it. I'm glad that you were here with me to watch this whole video. You know, if you didn't get this far, then oh well. I enjoyed talking. I enjoyed just talking and just talking about my pregnancy and talking about life. And so thank you for watching me getting ready. Thank you for watching me talk about my whole pregnancy updates and life updates and some of the questions that some friends asked me. So in the next video, well, I'll just see you in the next video. And before the video, because I will show you my baby bump. I'm pretty sure some of y'all like, show us the freaking bump. Show us the freaking bump. Okay, so I'm 27 weeks and this is my bump. Oh my God. Camera's like really bad. Hold on. So this is my bump. So this is the front view. And this is the side. This is all baby right here. All baby. And if you were to press on it, it is hard all the time because he's right there and he is heavy. He is heavy. So, and long too. He's really long. I think he's gonna be a really long baby. Who knows how much he'll weigh, but I feel like he's gonna be a long baby. So that's basically it. Thank y'all for watching my rant. Thank you for watching. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I'll see y'all in the next video.